Hey, Magic Unicorn of ONPASSIVE. It's Thursday. Tremendous Thursday. Today we got Marty and Chris. They're going to try to inspire you, give you a point to ponder. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, ring that bell, and give them a thumbs up. And make a few comments. If we like them, we'll post them. Yeah, we will. See you on the inside.
If that doesn't make you smile, you're not alive.
Yeah, I needed that one. I needed that little mule today.
I knew you did. He knows he's magical. What the heck? Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome. 14th of December. The month is half over, and the year is almost over. I want to hit a couple nails on the head right now. We know there's a few issues. I heard from Ava and a couple other people. Stay cool. We will get info and know what to say and what not to say. If you see it, don't panic. Don't blow it up any bigger than it is. We don't know what it. Don't worry about it. This is what happens when you ignite the world. Okay, people do things, they say things, they bring up things. Most of the time, it's just a flash of nothingness. Don't fall for it. Let it go. Yes, we know that the company is adjusting many things, but I want to keep everybody in mind. Whatever you did, wherever you're at, whatever you think they don't see, they do. And not only will they compensate, they overcompensate for us. They always have. Nobody's going to be left behind. Everything's cool. Uh, Trust me. This is big things are happening. We're going through some growing pains, and we're not just normal growing, okay? This is a company that never happened before. People are starting to realize it because I can hear them talking and they're saying things where I know, okay, they're starting to catch on of what we're involved with. You know, when you say, well, I don't know why we just don't, and I don't know why they just don't, and I don't listen. For one thing, I haven't met anybody on passive that could run this company besides Mr. McFarland. I haven't met anybody else in the company that surrounds herself with people like Mr. McFarland did. All we have to do is not, because there's no reason to, panic. This thing is happening. It's moving ahead. And when you think, oh, nobody's listening to Sky's Fault, trust me, I hear everything you say triple time because Chris hears it more than anybody in the company besides support themselves. But we anything we get, we have to take the panic mode and bring it down into, okay, here's what happened. You have this, and this. That's what we deliver. They know. Everyone knows. But if you don't know something, don't always assume it's DEFCON 5. Okay? It's not a 5 alarm fire. It could be a match. Just a little match went off and we blew it up bigger and bigger and bigger. Let's just wait and see what happens. Everything's going to be okay. We'll find out answers when we get it. I could blow a bunch of smoke up your skirt or pants, but I don't want to do that. Chris doesn't want to do it. Let's just wait until we hear what's going on about everything. We are in the best company in the world. These things happen. I brought this up before. Everybody else has the luxury of opening the door when the house has been cleaned and staged. And on passive, we were there during construction. Example, Chris can fill in with this when he's talking. In his business, he didn't see the car only in the showroom. He saw the good, the bad, and the ugly before it got to the showroom. He saw the ones that didn't even make it. He saw the ones where that doesn't work. Well, we got to get that back out of there. Whatever. Okay. With ONPASSIVE, when it gets to the showroom and we're selling it and things are okay, it'll be the best in the world. Will we be growing as we grow? Yes. That's the crazy thing about this business. We're growing as we grow. I know that sounds bizarre. Most companies, they master something, and even then, they're enhancing. Look at the history of Zoom. Zoom came out, they had 15 room capacity, 2011 or whatever it was. It took a long time to master get a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more. Now, because they were one of the first ones on the block, they started off with, I want your right leg, your left leg, and now I want your body. I mean, it's expensive. But what happens? You get the technology, you get a company that's not that much into the greed of how much can we make, but how much can we give. Now you're going to start getting products that are above market value, way above market value. And I want to bring people with me. That's Mr. Mufara. And I want to help people bring in income, change their lives forever. So they're not doing 30 years in one business like myself, traveling around the world. And sometimes I didn't want to go. I had to go. Chris worked 32 years, right? Oh, he got all the overtime. Did he make good money? Choke a horse money. But I tell you what, it doesn't, no money can compensate for time lost. No money can compensate for missing Christmas. No money can, there's been times that my family goes and enjoys things. First time we ever had a pool, a built-in pool. We moved in, it was already there. Just put new coping on it. I did it because I couldn't afford to have it done. Had it all done. And that day that we're opening up, we're going to go swimming, I had to go to work. Emergency. Marty, we need you. I'm off. Family swimming. When I got back, it was dark. My dinner was in the microwave. I was like, it's like a beaten dog. But that was my life then. Now I look at like Chris said, could you imagine people watching us now, all of you, and some new people? First thing I want you to do is realize you could come into this at 20 years old and not go through the steps we did. You could come in here now at 40 years old, retire early, 35. You come in at 90. It doesn't matter if you can bring whatever it is. It's never too late to make your life better if you have the proper platform. We have the platform of hope, and dreams will come true. And I know we last night I talked about it on Julie's webinar, anxiety, and I woke up to some anxiety, not me, but it was delivered to me. And when you're hurting, I'm hurting too. I mean that. When you're hurting, if Chris is like an overgrown teddy bear, it bothers him. I know. And I know before I call him because I'm reading all the stuff going on. I go, ooh, this is going to be rough. And he comes on. We got to do this. We got to help this. I want to help that. That guy's drowning. This guy. That's what we do. But we always got to refocus and know, as with Farah, I'm passive, they're going to handle. I think what scares people the most is when a new item comes up and we don't hear right away, I know what that is. We're going to take care of it. Boom, boom, boom. People panic. That can't be done. This company's too big. There's too much going on. They know anything that you've ever delivered to Chris, to myself, any leader, Mr. Before knows. In fact, like I said before, 99% of the time, he knows before we even say it. And if we say it, that means it's more than just a few people. So we wanted you to give a heads up. But don't worry, everything that needs to be known is known. You'll be taken care of. Don't panic. This is expected. Not everybody in the world, newsflash, wants ONPASSIVE to succeed. In fact, I think we'd be surprised how many don't. It's not a big, warm, fuzzy feeling when you got a company coming in that's going to disrupt the world and flip it upside down. And many industries will be affected. If they're smart, they'll go with the flow and it'll affect them in a positive way. But if they're dumb and they think they're going to beat the company down that's here to a lot bigger powers than they think, that's a mistake. But that happens. That happens. When does bad things happen? When you're trying to do the best thing you can. It always does. And that's what ONPASSIVE is. They're trying to build something that we can only dream of. For a lot of people have been hurt and beat up, all of you, myself, many of you, I know for a fact, stay cool, love one another, The most powerful thing we have, my opinion, okay? I'm not being Minister Marty. Most powerful thing we have, my opinion, is praying to God, let him handle it. I tell you what, because I believe this is not a mistake. I don't believe anything with ONPASSIVE is a mistake. It's too big. There's too much going on. This wouldn't normally happen this big and this global. But I tell you what, while that happens, evil will rise its ugly head wherever it can. And you know what's going on? It's seeking whom it may devour. It's written, it's law, it's always been that way. As soon as something good, you're thinking everybody actually is anticipating something bad's gonna happen. Bad things happen. But ONPASSIVE is ready for the challenge, no matter what's happening. Do they have challenges right now? You absolutely right. More than we could even imagine. But when that sun clears and we come over that hill and everybody can look down into this so-called promised land of ONPASSIVE, everything behind them will be a distant memory. We'll be able to talk about it, laugh about it, think about, oh my God, remember when we thought this and this? Stay cool. We're all good. We're going to be fine. Whatever needs to be known is known. Any communications we have, we'll give it to you. But if you don't hear anything, if you get negative, try to do the best you can of going, okay, I pass that along. Keep the person you're talking to calm. Until you know different, overreacting is really a waste of time and energy. And why put yourself through that? We don't know yet. And it will be fine. Love you all. Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Chris.
Okay, sorry about that. Red reminded me to mute. Red is coming on at 11 o'clock right after this. And by the way, Red, you did a great live yesterday. Absolutely loved it. Uh, yeah, woke up to some crazy things this morning. And like I said, I like to address things and be transparent. And people are still texting me right now. I'm going to repeat what Marty said. The company was informed. They know we have to wait for an answer. My thing is don't have discussions among yourself. It ain't going to do you no good. Let the company will come out and give us answers for that. First thing I want to say is one of our brothers, Harold Fox, he texted this morning and said he's doing a lot better. Thank you for all the prayers, but continue to pray with him. He has some congestional heart failure. The last couple of days, he is in the hospital, and I want you to keep praying for the guy. He's a great guy and a very good friend of mine. And there's nothing better than praying for somebody, I believe. Um, uh, you know what? Every single day when I wake up, I think, what can I possibly give these people today? Value. And I think every time I say the word unpassive is value. I think there's a lot of people in this world right now that want to fight good or evil wants to fight us all the time. Never understood it, but I have to put up with it. I have to deal with it, or I just say ignore it and move on. One thing that I love to do is tell people the absolute truth. Otherwise, I just don't talk. That's my thing. That's what a pass is all about. I don't have my bus yet, so I'm a little distraught. I was supposed to get it a couple days ago. I'm expecting it today. It's one of these things I've been waiting for. But I also realize I read a Bible verse the other day, and I've seen it a lot. God, when 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 you're ready, God will give it to you. So that's what I'm going to relate to all you individuals today. When this is ready, when the time is right, God's going to put it in front of us. Other things, yeah, there's things going on, but there's a lot more going right. As far as I'm concerned, O Connect, I'm absolutely loving it. We have 3 free products. We got offices in some of the biggest high tech cities in the world. We got offices in the highest building in the world. There's so many things to look at. We have a way of just looking at negatives sometimes. It's a natural thing for a human being. You're driving down the freeway, there's an accident in your mind. Oh, I don't want to look, but you do want to look because there might be something bad there. You want to see it. Try to erase that negativity in your head and think about all the positive things that's going on in the past, all the positive things that's going to put you uh, a lot better place. I put a post yesterday. I want to give you an example. Uh, I said, put this in your pipe and smoke it. and it's showing that I'm getting commissions. Okay. Now I have not been able to withdraw it yet because they're working on that system. But I'm letting you know that people all over the world are getting paid. And let me explain that to you. A lot of people, for some reason, don't know. I had built an organization for the last 3.5 years. All right. When those people pay for O Connect, I get the first one 100% commission. So I get right now the $93 back if I was my very first one. After that, it's 25%. So yes, am I making money? Yes. Did I receive it yet? No, because I'm waiting for Ash Mafara to perfect this. Let me give you a good example. We all know what the Titanic is. We all probably seen the movie, and maybe they put some Hollywood in it. I don't know, but they're cruising along, and someone convinced the captain, if we even break the record for getting there fast, how great we're going to be. The Titanic is already the greatest ship. So, for what the movie portrayed is, put some logs in the fire. Let's kick this puppy up. Let's let it go faster and faster so we can get there quicker. We're going to even have a bigger name. What did they do? They rushed the system. They did not look at the big picture that there might be something in their way. They didn't have the technology we have today that'll show you. And my boat, I could see 30 miles ahead of me if there was anything in my way. They had two guys up in with a crow's nest with a pair of binoculars. And what I'm hearing is they couldn't even open to get the binoculars because the key was lost or forgotten. Okay, we all know what happened to the Titanic. This is what happens to many things when you rush or you want to be first. Unfortunately, that boat sank. Unfortunately, people's lives were lost. Now, any great leader, and I'm going to use Ash Mafar as an example, looks and learns at things like that that's happened in the past. Do I want to rush it? Do I want to make this guy happy because he needs it, he wants to get it out? Or do I want to make this perfect to make sure everything's right? Ash Mafar, you got my vote. I'm sure you got Marty, Reds, and everyone else in here. We want it done right. We don't want to hit an iceberg. Okay. Now, are we hitting little ice chunks along the way? Yeah, but nothing that's going to damage us because they know they're there. They know not everything's going to be perfect. I'm sure when the Titanic was cruising along, someone spilt a drink or maybe a plate broke before it hit that big thing. Things happen no matter what in any big company, but any big leader knows they've learned. Ash Mafar, if you remember, went on a trip a few years back, and he traveled to the United States. He just didn't go like I want to do. He went to states where some of the greatest people that ever spoke or lived or led. He wanted to look and understand. This is my opinion. He wanted to go where some of the greats have spoke. Edison, all these people. Why? Because he's looking at what they did. He wants to understand their mindset of that they never gave up. He wants to be close. Ash Mafara wants to be close with great people. Like we said, surround yourself with great people. And he did. And he gave us a lot of great examples why he was going there. Now, he was doing a lot more than you knew about. Like I said, not everything. You didn't know, not one of you know how the Titanic was built, right? None of you know what kind of motors, what kind of oil, how many people were working down below in the engine rooms. You don't know any of that stuff. And Ash Mafara does not tell us everything. Why? Because we don't need to know. But we know this. We know that it works. The system works. Do we have some little bugs here and there? Absolutely. I got news for you. We're always going to have something. When it comes to people and their money, there's always going to be some kind of issue. But as far as the products, he wants to make sure that it's the best product in the world. Therefore, this is why I'm here. When people say, well, how do you know they're the greatest products? Because I've seen them. All right. And how do I know they're the greatest products? Again, they ask me. Well, number one, not only are they superior and great, as Mike Ellis uses the words I love, but you get paid for it. You get paid for it. All right. And any commission. I mean, not commission, any currency around the world, and that's like building 5 Titanics and then sailing across the world without hitting anything. Not an easy task. I got to believe Ash Mafar right now is taking a deep breath, waking up. He's probably been up and saying, what do I have to conquer today? And the first thing he thinks about is his founders. He thinks about the foundership of ONPASSIVE and the stress and the load he's carrying for all of us it's a lot. All right. And yet, we get a little worried about a little things. Stop worrying. All you people that sent me over 500 messages today about worrying, about Connect, about other things, take a deep breath. It's being handled and it'll come out on top. I will even quote Michael Williams this morning. He said, "We've gone through this many a times. Okay. We've had renewals and they've come out." I will quote Marty DeGarmo and myself and Red. In a few days, a few hours, a few minutes, who knows? Ask Mafara is going to come out and he's going to tell you something bigger and better. And we're going to forget about the last day. Like I always say, I actually love that because I can feel the stress of people who shouldn't be stressed. Oh, I can breathe again. Listen, breathe. Don't stop breathing. All right. Matter of fact, get healthy because you got a lot of things to conquer in your life. And because of ONPASSIVE, you're going to be able to do that. So take these issues. People are spreading stuff all over today. I'm looking at it. I'm getting it. I don't need to call you because I don't have the proper answer for you right now. But I'm going to let you know that corporate knows all about it and we will wait for them. Don't discuss it because there's nothing you can discuss to fix it. I'm letting you know. Everyone, Bangladesh, India, whatever, all the people are calling me from 3 o'clock this morning. I was getting phone calls. Okay. I don't have your answer, but we're going to get an answer, but just let it go. You don't have to fight it. You don't have to work it. You don't have to fix it. Ash Mafara and his company does. That's all you got to worry about. And he'll do it. He's done right by us so many times, all the time. Let it go. But I love every one of you. Still pray for Harold because he still needs it, and I appreciate that. Anyone else that needs it, a happy birthday today. I didn't really go over the birthdays, but if you got a birthday, I love you. And we will be doing tonight's what did I say his name was? Scott. We'll be starting back with Scott tonight. We're going to be recording these things so we can knock some more off. On a daily basis now, myself and Marty are going to be doing regular lives at 10 o'clock. I'm sure we might pop somebody in. You never know. But because of this reason is when things come up, we want to be able to address it. And Red's going to have a few more things about the pop-up that came up last night. I'll let Red talk about that. The brand new pop-up that came up last night. I'm sure Red's going to explain that. He's very good at explaining things. So, Marty DeGarmo, back to you.
Fantastic. We have over 500 people today watching. Thank you very much. Hope that we just had you a chance to breathe and calm down. We're all good. We're in good hands. We're going to be fine. Like Chris said, we're going to have Scott on tonight, and we'll probably get a hold of a couple more people. I think we could do 4 a night. Then we'll start playing them live in the morning time, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Doesn't affect anybody else. Everybody can watch them. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And I think you're going to find out there's a lot of people in the past that maybe you did not know. And one thing you're going to know is you're going to see now how we all have a lot of little things in common, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we're going to get 4 tonight, and then boom.
I forgot. I want to make a correction too, and I want to apologize to the Hmong community. I said a Christmas party. So tomorrow at 7 o'clock, it's not a Christmas party. It's a turning point for the Hmong Legacy celebration. That will be posted in the back office. That'll start at 7 o'clock EST. And again, like I said, I'm not perfect. I get so many messages. I read things wrong, but come join that. I think there's going to be over 1,000 people, I believe, at that webinar for the Hmong. They always give a great one, so make sure you get on that. That's it, Marty. Back to you.
I want to explain something, and listen to the whole sentence, because if you only listen to part of it, it's not good. Chris probably makes more mistakes than anybody in ONPASSIVE. Part 2, he does more than anybody else in ONPASSIVE. You're going to make mistakes, little things, when you're attacking such a wide variety of things. Wide. I do many things. I spell something wrong. I'm trying to compact a lot of things in one little area. He does one thing, I do one, we combine it, he sends a message, or we both send a message, whatever. But when some people never get dirty, they never have a wrinkle, their hair's never out of place, They look good, smell good, walk cool. They're perfect. But that's not the world. I had my manager years ago that brought me in for a evaluation to get a raise. First thing out of his mouth, well, I want to tell you, I've managed people for 25 years, and you've done more things wrong than anybody I've ever met. And I went, damn, this isn't starting good, right? But he said, I want to tell you this. You've done more than anybody I know. You are on everything. You're everywhere. And he goes, when you're like that, I'll take any problem you have because you're getting so much of the other stuff done. That was a compliment. Now, the beginning was scary. That was one of the biggest raises I ever got in my life, too, by the way. But that's life. There's some that will, they're too worried about how they look or how they sound, how they smell. What did I say that right? Oh my God, I sound like an. In life, that does not matter. If you focus that hard on the look, the smell, the walk, you miss out on so much of life. None of us are perfect. None of us. I've said this before. I know looking at me, you don't think of it, but I've been in board meetings with Fortune 500 people, and they're $2,000 suits, and everything's perfect. And they're driving around in cars that cost more than every home I ever owned. But I've met them in person. I've talked to them at dinners where they drink a couple drinks, and I'm meeting this little boy who has problems, insecurities that you would think, oh my God, him? Everybody does. Some people hide it, some people never show it, and some people don't care about it as long as they can get stuff done for others. That's the person I can deal with. But if you're looking for perfect and you think perfect exists, a couple thousand years ago, they nailed him to a tree. Other than that, we all make mistakes. All of us. All of us. But if you want to do a lot for people, you have to be willing to fall down. It's not falling down that's the problem. The problem is if you don't get up. It's easy to get up. When you put in your mind, I don't care if I fail, you will succeed. I'm not kidding. You got to say to yourself, I don't care if I fail. I care if I quit. Because eventually you will win. Your drive will win. Whatever you're doing, you will win. These items that we hear about, you will win. Why? Mr. Mupara is that guy. Does he want to? Has he done things in this business, overlooked them or underlooked them? Yes. How do I know? Because he's doing everything. He's not Moses. He's not Jesus Christ. He's not none of those. He's an unbelievable human being, and we all make mistakes. We learn, but it's more important to people like him. I believe that way. I know Chris is that way, and there's a lot of people in here. If you focus so much on, oh my God, I got a wrinkle in my pants, why don't you just go in a closet and just don't move? Life isn't that way. Life isn't that perfect. Get out there and make as many mistakes as you possibly can because eventually the light bulb will work. Eventually the light and the plane will fly. That's fact. Look at history. Anyway, love you all. I'm going to let you all go. Uh, really nice. Really nice comments. Really, by the way, I'm reading them. Forgot I was on the planet. Anyway, I'll see you
A
all.
lot of them. And you know what, Marty? Hold on. You
Go
said
ahead.
something that, of course, made me laugh. Minister Marty. If Tim Johnson's listening, I want to see Marty with a collar picture as Minister Marty because that would just make my whole day. Okay, that's all I got.
Well, I believe in storytelling more than lecturing because if you can get your mind to think about what I'm saying, then you can go, oh, I get it. That's how you get it, right? We talked yesterday, me and Chris were talking about how people always want to go after, and this guy's not right. Look at all the wars. It's about he believes this, he believes that, he believes this. Everybody wants to go after and get somebody, blame somebody. And then I thought about, I was talking to Chris, Jesus was on the ground doodling. doodling, Jesus Christ. Yes, he was also a human. He was the son of God, but he lived. And while he's doodling, these guys ran up with this lady that was committing adultery. They caught her. Hey, we got to stone her. They just could not wait to get her and kill her. And he said, they all grabbed the stones. The first one of you, without sin, you throw the first stone. And they looked around and went, oh my God. See what I mean? Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. In fact, if you're not making a mistake, we probably won't get along. Because I look at people's mistake, I look at what they've done from it. Chris falls down every day. I
Every
fall
day.
down every day. Every crash and freaking burn. And then no, but when I do and I'm down on the ground, there's a little part of me going, hey, don't stick your head above the turret again. You're gonna get it blown off. I'm like freaked out. I stand up as tall as I can. Shoot at me if you want. Thank God, biggest people in history, they failed more than anybody else. They just never quit. And that's unpassive. That's the way you need to be. Somebody tells you suck, you're an idiot, smile and say, thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much. Because you move on. That's life. That, in fact, it'll make you stronger. It'll make you the person that you already are. Unpassive did not make you. Unpassive was a key, and it unlocked you. Anyway, I'm done preaching. I wish I had that plate to go around to collect money.
I know.
Guilty. People say, "Oh, I knew he was doing
Oh.
it." Anyway, I'll see you all.
Oh boy,
Good.
perfect
Phone's
timing.
coming, the dogs are barking. Thank you very much. I appreciate all you. I appreciate that you take the time to listen, but I want to tell you, everything I say and do, and everything Chris says and does is from the heart, without a doubt. But if you're looking for perfect, we're the wrong guys to be around. See you all. Bye.
Bye.